Hello, Star Wars fans. Welcome back to another episode of the Starlight Podcast. We are one crew member short today. Long live Daddy Sheev. He's in the big Chicago right now, all right, doing his big boy job stuff. We're thinking about him. Hopefully he's having a fantastic time. But for now, it's just the two of us. Lord Dagovere, the rule of two will be enacted for today.
Whoa, okay. I see you.
How we
getting
doing,
in the
fam?
pocket, baby. I'm doing good, man. It's another day. We got the stuff going on today. As always, ready up.
Ready up. And we're gonna hit a couple of topics here today, obviously. On the Starlight Podcast, we like to start with some recent news that's going on within the fandom. Biggest news right now is Disney's CEO, Bob Iger, has decided to retire at the end of this year. And that is a big point because we know that Bob Iger himself has had direct influence on approving Star Wars projects, specifically the Hunt for Ben Solo. And we have a new CEO appointed. But I kind of want to just talk about Bob Iger. You guys know who listen to the podcast how I specifically feel about Bob Iger, the CEO of a multi-billion-dollar corporation in general. But specifically, I have a gripe about Bob because he decided to can the Hunt for Ben Solo after it got approved by everybody. And when you heard the news, Dagovere, what went through your head?
It's about time, honestly. I feel like, there's a lot of stuff too, because, I live in Orlando. I like going to Batu Galaxy's Edge. There's a lot of things that I've seen kind of like be affected by whatever the hell's been happening the last 4 years. And even before that with Chapek. So there's just a lot of not so great stuff that's been happening. And I really am very curious how a lot of this stuff is going to, I don't know, man, just like everything. What's going to happen with this new guy, CEO? I've heard whispers about him and how he may or may not have treated people when COVID was going on and there was layoffs and stuff like that. I don't know how true that stuff is, but a lot of people had some intel on this guy the moment his name dropped. And I guess we're going to see. But I will say, I talked about this 3 weeks ago on the podcast, and I was talking about how there's a huge slate here of content that's coming out this year, not just with Star Wars, but also with Marvel. Kathleen Kennedy steps aside. Now Bob Iger steps aside. It's almost like Disney and Star Wars is in a rebuild right now, or even a soft reset. So it's going to be really interesting on how much momentum these projects have. And if they are solid, well, now you have the two biggest targets that a lot of people criticize over the last 5, 6, 7 years of these media. Now they're gone. And if you hit on Ahsoka season 2, if you hit on Mando and Grogu, if you hit on Doomsday, that's going to be coming out, these projects might be sitting pretty. These franchises might be well back into where people want them. A lot of momentum to build here, but as it can go well, it can also go wrong. Yes. So we'll see.
Yeah, I agree with your sentiment. We've talked about it multiple times on the podcast, off the podcast, how Star Wars specifically is in a rebuild. We've got a regime change. We've got two co-presidents now who are filling the shoes of Kathleen Kennedy, who George handpicked to be the driver of the ship, to be the captain of the ship, and who had a lot of influence on projects being approved, being not approved. And I do think that we have to kind of look at the future of these Star Wars projects that for so many times that we've seen them announced and nothing. And I know we have some stuff on the horizon talking about Rey's Jedi movie, Heir to the Empire-esque Mandoverse stuff. But with the regime change, that means that things could go awry. We could see if Kathleen Kennedy approves something and, now Dave Filoni, and what's the other president's name?
Lin-Win.
Lin-Win Brennan, you're right. So if Lin-Win and Dave don't approve stuff and they don't see stuff going into the future, we could see some changes. You know what I mean? Star Wars specifically, we've Rogue Squadron, Lando show, all of those announcements that were made in one of the D23 basically a while ago.
Yeah.
Never came to fruition.
That stuff was, it was kind of crazy because I do miss those days where we had like a whole roadmap of all of these things. Like I genuinely miss it. But at the same time, I'm also like really curious how much we're not going to get that may or may not be on the back burner. And then Dave is just like, I don't think we should do this because just like I was telling you before, it's just, I genuinely believe Star Wars is going to have an even more difficult time trying to convince these directors to come back and make movies for them when you don't have someone like Kathleen Kennedy, you know?
Right.
And you know me, Connor, bro. I'm the biggest criticizer of certain movies in this franchise, you know? But I do believe, my guy, that it was an asset to have Kathleen Kennedy to bring in someone like Tony Gilroy and have them make Andor. You know, so I don't know how it's going to play out. And I don't foresee it being very easy to bring these people over here to make these movies and shows again, man. I just don't think it's going to be that easy.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm going to look up right now the name of the new CEO. His name's Josh D'Amaro. I believe Josh D'Amaro, from what I've read, he's a park guy. He grew through the ranks. He's been at Disney for 30 some odd years, and he grew up like he grew his career in the parks, which to me, when I think of the parks, when I think of the parks right now, the biggest change that we have coming for specifically like Galaxy's Edge is it's going to be an original trilogy park.
Yeah.
Now. So I wonder how much he had to do with that decision and what that spells for the future. But if he's going to have the same power that like a Bob Iger has over these projects, he's a park guy. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It is a little bit, and I think that the fact that Bob Iger had that decision, that power to just can the project after everybody said yes, I think that is a problem in and of itself with an organizational structure. But again, they're the CEO, so they do have the final say. But I think that we are seeing a lot of these execs take over projects and overstep by far, because we, as fans, we want creatives to have as much involvement, as much freedom to do with what they want in their projects. And if you have this corporate overlord that's talking to you and saying, we need to make money, we need to be safe, that to me is, and Kathleen Kennedy actually talked about it in her exit interview. She's like, someone needs to take a chance, take chances with this.
Yeah, she was taking shots.
Yeah.
She was like, someone needs to step the fuck up, and you know, I was gonna say something that I shouldn't say on podcast, but she was saying, hey, bro, you know, step the fuck up. You know, you step up or step aside, do something about it. Yeah, exactly. You know, 100%. You know, and I genuinely believe that Kathleen Kennedy had bigger balls than a lot of people at Disney, because the risk that she took, I wouldn't. You know, I appreciate, but I wouldn't have done these things. But I think that ultimately is the reason why we see something like Galaxy's Edge changing to an original trilogy. Mainly, there's still a lot of like sequel trilogy stuff, and you know, I go there a lot, and that place is always packed. People are spending $300+ to make a freaking lightsaber, and that stuff is one of the hardest reservations to get into. If you're not reserving that stuff weeks and months in advance, you're not going to get it. You know, especially like walk-in. You know, but this guy coming in here, Demaro, whatever the hell his name is. You know, I don't know. The park stuff scares me, because what are the parks supposed to do? Make money. Yeah. And I personally believe like the parks are just like ridiculously overpriced these days, like just stupid, you know, especially don't even like talk to me about the food and the merchandise that's there, and the quality of the merchandise too. A lot of it is not so great. And I worry about same thing that we're dealing with the gaming industry, is like you have all these people that come in here and then, you know, they have no idea about gaming. They just want to make money off it, microtransactions, loot boxes, stuff like that. And, you know, I'm just terrified of the idea when he sees, all right, Star Wars is not making this amount of money. Yeah. We're going to have like one movie every 3 years now, you know, or one project every 3. I just terrified of that, because yes, the Ben Solo project is a very great example of how shit's going to get fucked, you know, every time.
Yeah.
You know, there's no way else to say it. It's just like every single time. It doesn't matter how great this script is that Dave Filoni thought, or Tony Gilroy thought, or George Lucas even thought. when you have Disney going there and they're just going to be like, yeah, no, this doesn't, I don't really feel this. Why don't we do this instead? This is making money. Let's do this,
Cookie cutter bullshit every time.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this does make sense why Mando Grogu is the first movie back. We need that to hit. We need all of these next couple of projects. We need to hit very well financially.
They can't miss. Yeah, they cannot miss, bro.
Yeah, because and honestly, like the Mandalorian is the reason that we got Andor.
Yeah,
that money that was used by
for the most part,
little baby Grogu back here, like that allowed them to spend so much money and do such a great production of Andor, and like. I guess we need more of that. You know what I mean? Like we need to be able to take chances. But
that's how you started. You started with a movie, right. You know, and that's where I feel like, listen, I love my Disney Plus series so much. I really do. I genuinely do. But like one of the biggest problems I always hear about is this shit ain't making money. Well, imagine if you released Andor, the first 3 episodes of season 2 in theaters only. And then they would have come out on Disney Plus. You would have made a pretty decent amount of money, I feel like, you know, especially for an opening. And then that first opening, I think that would have been pretty solid. Or what I think would be big brain is like have the series end at like episode 6 or 9 and then release the final 3 episodes as a finale in theaters like a month later. You know, I just think there needs to be a little bit more tactical strategy here, especially when it's like about finances and getting profits, because even with like something like Star Wars Visions, where there's millions of dollars getting put in this production, but we're not promoting it, you're not even allowing people to see it in theaters. So do you even really give a shit about the franchise? If you're really, it's like you are allergic to money at times, right. You know.
Release that in the theater. Release that in the theater.
I don't understand. I'm okay with going to a project that I already know is solid and spending $15 on a goddamn movie ticket, because I know that I'm supporting this creator, I'm supporting this writer, I want to see it back again, you know? And they should have done that, and they should continue to do that. Hopefully that's a thing that we're going to get. But you're right. If Mando and Grogu is not as good as solid as I hope it is, because I think it's going to be solid. And if Ahsoka 2, season 2 is not up here, it doesn't matter how good Starfighter is, bro. I think we're going to have problems, you know.
I wonder how much that has to do with the industry as a whole trying to move away from theaters. How like theaters have quote unquote not been successful, and Netflix is trying to buy Warner Bros, where they're going to start releasing stuff only on streaming. Like
I just think they don't know. I just think they don't know, because I don't think that's true about theaters not being successful, because we've seen something like Avatar, where it's just dominating, you know. You know, even something like Dune, where like these movies are spectacles. You know, it doesn't matter how shit you think the story is, they're spectacles, you know. And when they deliver, and the director's experience, and you know, it's the experience of the book and the movie, and people enjoy it, they're going to go out and they're going to pay that money, you know. And I think with Star Wars, there is a huge advantage here, because we haven't had a fucking movie since 2019. Mm-hmm. You know, that's huge. So even if you don't like the goddamn franchise, you're probably still going to go out and watch that. You know, I do wish Starfighter was first, because I think that would have been a much stronger approach to just seeing Mandalorian season 1 and 2 again.
Because it's an original movie.
Yes, and I think that would have been awesome, very smart. But to go back to what I was saying before, I think this was actually planned. I think Bob Iger had actually been waiting for you know, whatever the board to you know, basically replace him. And I think Kathleen Kennedy was getting to a point where she was also waiting for, you know, to just slowly deactivate herself, still be there and coach. But I think, I don't know, I really do think that all these projects and movies are coming out like the perfect timing for everyone that's essentially leaving this industry. So we will see. Honestly, I don't know what the future holds. I'm hoping always, but what can't happen will happen, man.
I think I genuinely just want to see the hunt for Ben Solo. Like, honestly, I think they could always put that back on the table, dude. I really think.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially like, Adam Driver did it. These guys, you have a script. Everything is done. They were literally ready to shoot. And like I was telling you with my production experience, I was telling you way before, I was like, they had concept art of this stuff. They probably spent a few $1 million in there. And I think they had come out and said there was like $4 million that they had spent on this, with scripting and everything else. That's a long time that they were producing this stuff, getting people in there and talking about it. And if I'm Dave, I have this control. I'm saying, let's get this shit going again. I genuinely, that should be the first movie before any of the Rey movies, in my opinion.
Honestly, Dave, go in and big dog that new CEO. Be like, listen, buddy, you're new here. I know what I'm doing. We're doing this movie, bro. That's all you have to do is go in there, big dog them, and and then now we've got Humphrey Ben Solo. That's all I ask for you.
I'd actually want Lin-Wen to do that.
Oh, well, yeah, she is. Yeah, she's way better.
Yeah, because I want Dave to worry about story and helping people plan story. Again, when we talk about Dave doing this, guys that are listening, it's not about Dave writing every story and directing every story. It's about Dave guiding people. It's about Dave helping them understand. It's not about saying no to these people. It's telling them that, okay, this is a great idea. Now let me help you make this a possibility and a reality in the Star Wars universe. Yep. So we don't have a problem that we've probably had in other projects and movies. That's what he should be doing. And that's what he is doing.
Yeah. We talk about Dave. We say Dave a lot on the podcast, and there's more people that go into it. Obviously, there are more people
of course.
That do a bunch of different stuff.
But they're the captains of the team.
But yeah. The head coach is getting the blame and the credit.
Yeah.
So he's now co-head coach of this team.
Yeah.
All right. And Lin-Wen is going to have arguably sometimes a more important role than Dave at times, where she's going to be able to get stuff moved up and get stuff to prove. And that's a huge part of the game. And so is the story. So they're both, I think it's good that they split their role into two. It just makes me think about how Kathleen Kennedy did that whole thing by herself and how much of an incredible feat that is to be able to try to do all of that at the same time, where they need to split her role up twice.
Yeah, reputation, bro. That's all. Reputation, bro. Reputation and experience.
Yeah.
Aura.
Absolutely. Oh, definitely aura. And we'll start to move on now to our next topic right here. We're hoping to get a ton of aura with the Star Wars trailer for the Super Bowl. All right?
Yes.
A lot of rumors going around that there'll be a bunch of Disney trailers. And obviously, we as Star Wars fans want to see Mando and Grogu. Mm-hmm. We've got a teaser trailer. We have been outspoken on this podcast saying we want more for this film. All right, we want more promotion because we want the film to do well and we want this movie to be good. And
dude.
I'm super excited to kind of see what happens on Super Bowl Sunday. I'll be tuned in. I'm an Eagles fan. All right, so this ship has sailed. Okay, I have no skin in the game except for this trailer now. So damn well I'll be locked in, looking for these commercials and trying to find little baby Grogu. Yeah. So what are you excited for with this trailer that is supposed to be coming out this Sunday?
I'm excited for hype. That's what I'm excited for. I mean, like, the Super Bowl is not just any goddamn place that you're going into. Like, if this is essentially going to really dictate the entire road to the release. And if this trailer is not a banger, I don't know what to tell you, man, because it seems like Mandalorian Grogu is shackled into this 3-month bullshit industry.
Please.
Where it I'm so sick of it. Please. I'm so sick of this trash, guys.
Please.
Why are we doing this to ourselves? You're shooting us. Well, your movie didn't perform well. I wonder why. Why? Because we're not promoting it. And I get it. I get it that there's this stupid ass barrier of the Super Bowl being here. And it makes sense. But at the same time, too, after this happens, we better see marketing just go crazy for this movie. It's a Star Wars movie. You got Grogu. You got Mando, bro. Like, I don't understand how, even when people say season 3 is this, season 3 is whatever, bro, like, whatever, their stock is still so high compared to everything else that you have in the new era of Star Wars, man. Like, I remember Book of Boba Fett. And Mando showed up, and it was like no one gave a shit about Boba anymore.
The show didn't give a shit about Boba. The writers didn't give a shit about Boba anymore.
That's what I'm
Din
saying,
is here.
bro.
Grogu is here. We are here, and they're tuned in. And it works, bro. It really does work. You literally, over my shoulder, you guys can see that I just have a random Grogu plushie amidst everything. God. You cannot escape him, okay? And you guys better be prepared to get Grogu capitalized to death after this trailer, okay? We're gonna have
give me them both.
So much Grogu capitalism, so much Mando capitalism. You're gonna be force-fed this stuff, all right? And it's only 3 months away, all right? It's only 3 months away, so you guys better be prepared. 3.5 months, end of the month. So, I'm hoping. I don't know. I've been going back and forth with what I want from this trailer. We want hype, right? We want hype, but
yes,
we want
hella hype.
I don't know if they'll do a reveal. I don't know if we'll see something that
oh god, could you imagine?
Like
a green lightsaber,
right?
I shouldn't have said that. Shouldn't have said that.
I
shouldn't have said that. Oh man. Now I feel like that's gonna happen. Yeah. But I will say they better. This is the way the fuck out of me. Okay. Because I'm getting, dude. Because I swear to God, man, like I don't. People, it's like you're talking shit about that one thing, you know. But then as soon as that one thing changes back, it's like, oh my God, that's my boy, that's my guy, dude. I love that guy. Yeah. All my homies love this guy, and that's how I feel about Mando, you know. Because I don't give a shit what anybody thinks. Mando's got the aura. Mando's got the drip. Mando's got it all, baby. And I know that when he is rolling, that show is like one of the best Star Wars anythings, man.
It really is, bro. When it goes back to its roots, and it's that Western that we see. And Din is that Lone Ranger now with his little baby cub, all right? His little Grogu. It doesn't matter how many times we tell that story in Star Wars. It hits every damn time. Okay?
Yes.
It hits every time. And I'm going to be there for it. All right? I'm going to be there for it. But that's the thing. Is it going to get too, you know, cameo eyes? You know what I mean? Like cameo, like I don't know. I really want it to be, I mean, we'll get Zeb, right? Zeb will be a part, but like Zeb.
But Zeb's not someone we've seen in live action.
Right, exactly.
Outside of like a few parts of like season 3. But like, even still, man, I just feel like the whole cameo stuff. People aren't going to bitch and complain if it's good,
right? Exactly. You know? Yeah.
You know, so like I was not bitching and complaining in season 2 when Bo-Katan and everybody came in the Darth Saber. I was not. I was like, holy shit, yeah, baby.
Hey, we saw those reactions. All right, we saw you being hype.
Yeah, man, that shit was the greatest, bro. And
it was.
I do not want to hear shit. Season 2 was so goated, man. God, I can't even tell you how hype I was when I saw Slave 1 go across the screen when they were on Tython. I was shitting my pants.
Yeah,
it was crazy, you know. And it seems like everybody in the goddamn universe is forgetting that this is directed by Jon Favreau. Like it's not Dave or somebody else. It's Jon Favreau, bro. The guy does not miss, especially these days, man. I just it's insane to me that we're overlooking it, but I don't think we're actually overlooking it because there's no marketing.
Right.
You know, we know way more about Starfighter than we do this movie.
I mean, yeah, honestly. Are we going to see a lightsaber fight?
Hell yes. No. We will see lightsabers cutting down people,
right?
But I don't think we'll see a lightsaber fight, which is fine. That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
But I would like to see a lightsaber on the big fucking screen.
Yeah.
You know,
the dark saber on the big screen.
Please, I'm so thirsty for a lightsaber on the big screen. It's been 2019. You know.
please. I need to see that beautiful.
What is that Stranger Things meme? Please believe me.
Yes. Oh my God, dude. Yeah, I think, listen, we're going to watch the trailer on Sunday, and we're going to be texting in our Discord chat, and we're going to be hype as fuck, and so are you. That's what you're going to do. You're going to look in there. Whoever's listening to this on Sunday, you're going to get that. Yeah. You're going to get that feeling of Star Wars. You're going to see Din. You're going to hear a lightsaber, maybe. You're going to hear some blaster fire, and it's going to hit that little part in your heart, no matter how hateful you guys have become of Disney and Disney Star Wars.
Nah, bro. You're gonna have the Razor Crest go at the end of it after you maybe see a lightsaber, and then I'm telling you, bro. That first scene. Oh god damn! I have to watch that shit again. So I used to run miles to that song on repeat on loop, bro. Oh, it was like Rocky of Star Wars, man. It still is to me. I like God, dude. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. My favorite. This is. I'm gonna veer a little bit off topic though. One of my favorite One of my favorite music. One of my favorite songs of Star Wars is the Book of Boba Fett.
Yes.
Yeah,
that shit is good. I also like the ending where it's like Boba Fett.
Yes,
cooked, bro. He cooked each time, man. God, there's also one song that he did, which was for I think it was Wakanda Forever, and it's when Shiri gets her Black Panther stuff, and I was like, this motherfucker, it sounds like Mandalorian on crack. It's so good. He better come back to Star Wars.
He's got a recipe and it works.
Yeah, it's so good, man. I'm not even that big of a Marvel fan, but that shit gave me chills. I was like, ice in my veins, baby. Yes. Let's go.
I agree. I'm gonna be super excited for this trailer. We've been thirsting for more Star Wars. We got the mall stuff, but it just is different when it's a movie. Okay, it's different when it's live action. It's different when it's a movie, and it's gonna hit the normies. All right. This is the biggest normie trailer that we're going to see, all right? They're looking to get mass audience right here, and it will be hype. It will be hype.
Yeah.
I really don't give a shit about how the Super Bowl ends, to be completely honest, but I do give a shit about that trailer.
I do. I do.
What skin in the game do you have in this trailer? Or in this, not this trailer, in the Super Bowl?
I don't care who wins. I just need the Patriots to lose.
Yeah.
I
am rooting for the Seahawks. I am rooting for the Seahawks. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh gosh, Jesus. We'll see. Yeah. I want the Tatooine Tusken Raiders to win. Dude.
Damn right. Give me some pod racing.
Yeah.
We're getting the pod racing game. I think there was a release date for that came out.
No way, bro. I just saw the freaking thing. I thought they were just saying something about the game. Oh my god, really, dude? No way. I don't believe you. I'm looking right now. Where's my replies, dude? I'm so excited for that game. I'm so excited for that and Zero Company. Oh my god.
What is Galactic Racer? Yeah, I thought I saw a video saying there was a release date.
Oh no, I see. No, I don't see anything, big dog. It just says coming 2026. That's all it says. It'll probably be the end of the year. I thought Zero Company was coming out this year too.
Can you explain to me what Zero Company is? Like what style of game is this? Like,
so it's a strategy game, and you essentially have to control the people on the board. That's the type of game it is. So like you have a knight and a rook and a pawn and everything, but like every character is a Star Wars character, right. So they're gonna be you have a Jedi and then a clone trooper and then a bounty hunter or whatever, and then a droid. So there's this game called XCOM, if you ever want to look that up, and that's the type of gameplay that you're essentially gonna have. But I think XCOM was like crazy. Like you could just have like a whole bunch of characters in there and make people, and then they die. So you have to keep making other people, Yeah. So I don't know if Zero Company is gonna go like down that route. But I was seeing that you could even not even use the characters they give you and just have a whole droid army, of astromechs,
and a million more on the way.
Yeah. That would be insane, and it's just all freaking astromechs. That's crazy, dude.
That's creating a clone army.
Yeah.
That's so silly. Yeah. I'm excited to get more Star Wars video games. Like we're making an effort with obviously Galactic Racer. Obviously Fate of the Old Republic. I think it's going to be super fun.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see how it goes. I'll definitely be playing. I'll definitely be streaming this Galactic Racer game. We're going to be racing together.
Yeah.
Or against each other.
Probably.
Yeah. But yeah, we're excited for Mando Grogu. I can't wait to talk about it next week. That's gonna be talk of the town for us right now. So
Yeah, it's kind of hard to fathom.
yeah.
It's gonna be like that. Yeah, damn, dude, crazy.
Yeah. Let's move on to our final topic. All right, we know how much we dislike generative AI on this podcast. We've convinced Jonny to hate on it more. All right, we've been a good influence on him, but we want to talk about Star Wars AI because I've been seeing a shit ton of this stuff around TikTok, around the internet. Kind of want to give this topic to you, Dagovere, because I know that you've been seeing a bunch of stuff. I know you have opinions. You know, I have opinions. So just kind of wanted to give the floor to you.
Yeah. I think that there's a lot of like people want Star Wars. People want good Star Wars. You know, people are definitely asking for content for Star Wars. And I would argue, as much as people will say like, Star Wars needs a reset, or, you know, then you see it trimmed down. No, I don't think that's true. I like, because if you start feeding me good food, I'm not going to complain about it, you know? And I think that's where this whole AI thing is happening, where like I'll go on TikTok or Instagram or, you know, Twitter, and then someone will be like, man, you know, Disney has this and they can't even produce something as good as fans make with AI. And I think that is such an interesting way to look at it, considering most of the stuff that I've seen in AI is dog shit.
It's slop.
Like, it's really bad. It's bad, you know. And even there was one I saw a while back that was like Luke Skywalker confronts Darth Bane, and I was like, Darth Bane is dead. There's nothing Darth Bane can do. He's no longer alive. So I don't know what exactly we're trying to do here. I mean, at least we could get the lore right, you know. But I was on TikTok the other day, and I was watching this AI thing that was, you know, Star Wars, and I open up the comments section and I see better than Disney Star Wars. Better Disney must learn, better than Disney Star Wars. This is so much better than Disney Star Wars. Why doesn't Disney do this for Star Wars? And it was hilarious. It was so funny because the AI was just taking the comic panels of 2015 to 2019 Darth Vader comics and then just made it live action. And I thought it was so funny because everybody in the comment section was like, this is so much better than Disney Star Wars. Disney doesn't know how to make Star Wars. And it was literally Disney Star Wars.
Oh my God, that is hilarious. Oh my God, Disney could never do this. Read a book, bro. Read a book. Read a picture book. Read a comic book.
Yeah, dude. And it happens so much. Like, there's one with Boba Fett, and he's confronting Vader about stalking, you know, Skywalker and trying to figure out, you know, all I got was a name. And everyone's like, why aren't they doing this? They should be doing this. I was like, buddy, this is like the first arc of the 2015 Vader comics, bud. And the one I saw was I think it was like the 2017 or 2018 Vader comics where, you know, Vader wakes up and he's like, where's Padme? And, you know, Palpatine's like, bro, you killed her. And then Vader attacks Palpatine, and then, you know, Palpatine is shocking him. And I was just like, yeah, these guys, like, they don't know that this is Disney Star Wars. Like it's crazy.
Like, literally just read a book. That's all you have to do is read a book, and you'll figure out that is the comics. Honestly, have been really good. A lot of them for Disney.
Yeah. There's a lot of. I would say the Vader comics are good, but there's. I'm going to say this, and so I'm going to piss somebody off. One of my favorite characters of the new Disney canon is Dr. Aphra. I love Dr. Aphra with all my heart, but something happened where after the first initial arc that they had of 2015, I think it was, the art changes. And I think the writer also changes. And ever since then, it has not hit the same. And it depresses me because I think that character was one of the best in her entire arc with Vader and everything else. And there's a lot of other comics too. Like we were talking about the Jedi Knight comics that had come out, and started out really strong and then just goes with this weird misdirection and doesn't go with the same story that it had in the first three issues of the comic, and then goes down. Still solid. Most of the continuity that we have is pretty consistent in quality. It's very good. I would even say that they should probably adopt and take some of these writers like Kevin Scott, like Charles Soule, like Claudia Gray, that are working on these projects and have them work on like some live action stuff, because they've been around for a long time. I say the same thing with like Timothy Zahn and everybody who's been making Star Wars stories longer than Dave has been making Star Wars stories, But it's just really frustrating too, because that's what happens when, I hate to say it, but an Acolyte comes out or gets canceled, or another show comes out and people are hating on it because they're always going to assume they're going to judge the whole franchise by this one bad thing, or this one inconsistent thing, or this one thing that gets canceled, and something like the Vader comics is a comic at the end of the day. People pretend that they are fans of comic books, but they don't actually read comic books. They watch the movies, So they're not going to do that. They're not going to understand about Anakin Skywalker coming back to save Luke Skywalker on Exegol,
Yeah.
The good shit.
That book is fantastic. But
amazing.
going and talking more about the AI stuff. This is what Disney has wanted. This is Disney's connecting with OpenAI.
Yes.
Like they're in partnership with it. You'll be able to get all the stuff in it. It just irks me that people will type stuff into these systems. It'll put up terrible stuff, honestly, and then people just eat it up. People
eat it up. Yeah, they do.
I think it's probably because they want like more Star Wars. Like I think it comes from a place of
yes, it's love. It is love. Yes, it is. Yes, and that's why like I'm genuinely not shitting on the people that like AI. I'm also not shitting on the people that use AI because maybe they suck at drawing, or they can't rig, for CG or something. I get it. I truly understand, but I think that that determination should be funneled into pushing Disney to do these things, pushing Disney to hire more people, pushing Disney to make more studios to give you the stories that you want. There is one thing, and I know you're going to hate this, Connor. There is one thing that I think is a spectacular idea, and there's one account out there that I have seen every once in a while, and all it's doing is making live action versions of cinematics of a video game that had come out a while back. So if people are eating this up, and this is just me as someone who worked on production and it does marketing, you see that there's a demand here for this product. Okay, well, why don't we just go back and then make a movie, a CG movie of all of these video game, all these old video games of Dark Forces and, Jedi Outcasts and stuff, and just make CG versions of this and then give it to people in this nice, beautiful quality that Disney and Star Wars can do. Yes, obviously the AI is there as like a pitch, which sucks. But at least in the final product, it's being brought in by real people, real artists, real Imagineers. Maybe they even do stuff that wasn't even a part of the game and that they didn't know got cut in production or something, or a third game or fourth game, instead of that. I think that is the way to go, because that is a genuinely good idea that I myself would love to see come to fruition, and I would go and support on like the big screen or Disney Plus or something, whatever it comes out. I just feel like the idea of AI is better than Disney Star Wars is ridiculous when most of the stuff that we are seeing is Disney Star Wars that AI is using.
Yeah,
so
and I've seen so many videos, people reacting to AI stuff, and they're like people being like, "Oh my god, this is awesome!" Like I can't even tell it's AI. Like you can tell it's AI. All right.
You
put
can tell.
One speck of your brain power into it, it's AI. All right.
Yeah, the voice lines and the way everything is, like they can't even get combat right. It's just so it's bad.
It really is. For me, it really is frustrating just to see it be used as a weapon almost against the current Star Wars content, which is why for me, I am vehemently against a what if for Star Wars. I think it's in that same realm as AI.
Yeah.
And people, obviously not like the morality of AI and how it's bad for whatever, but like the idea that people want alternate stories from what happens, let's say in The Last Jedi or in the sequel trilogy. You know what I mean? If Disney goes and makes a what if series for Star Wars, I think it'll be weaponized in that same exact way. If anybody likes it a little bit better than something that comes out, it will
Exactly.
be
That's what I was just talking
weaponized.
about yesterday. That was crazy.
Yeah, yeah, well, yeah.
That's crazy.
It makes complete
Yeah.
sense to be able to like it will be used to shove down stuff, and that's not what we want. And I know you were talking about multiverses when you on your stream yesterday, like that.
Yeah.
For Marvel is what you said. Like it's for Marvel. Like let
It's
all
for
that
Marvel.
stuff.
Go watch Spider-Man.
Yeah,
Dude.
yeah. And honestly, once the multiverse hit with the MCU, kind of lost me. Like kind of lost me. I am not a fan of multiverse. I'm not really that big a fan of time travel within stuff. So I think that Star Wars, and I mean, we've said it on this podcast a million times. Star Wars is awesome because it's one continuity. There's nothing that you can do to change the continuity. There's nothing that you can do to reset. You're not going to remake movies. You're not going to reboot the, certain things like that's impossible. And that's why it's so special to Star Wars fans, is because it does, everything that happens is real and does happen. So I think that the AI stuff is just bullshit. I think honestly that we should stop using AI. I understand that you want different Star Wars content, but I think there's a different avenue to go with it.
Yeah, I agree. I just if you don't want AI to succeed, I feel like that is just a Disney problem. Like Disney has to go in there and say, all right, well, here's copyright strike. You can't use this likeness of these characters. But guess what, Connor? They don't. There's going to be AI Disney content, and I think that says enough about that and their view. Maybe this new guy hates AI, but I doubt it, because I think this guy is so focused on profits, and that's going to be a really big problem. Because I feel like if they're going to want to make money, they're going to try to do low effort, high profit, and that's what AI is. If you guys genuinely want AI stories, you're going to get them. And just you wait. Just you wait for how you thought some of the sets look bad in Kenobi,
Yeah.
Just wait. Just wait.
Yeah, I think I don't know. I feel like we're in the minority here. I'm being honest. I feel like me and you are in the minority.
No, we are. No, we are. We are.
Where the majority of people don't even think about the use of AI. They don't understand it. They don't understand the implications of it. They don't understand how it's like it's anti-human. It's anti-jobs. It's anti-creators. So it's just, I feel like we're kind of like preaching out into an abyss that most people won't hear us, most people. And I think the mindset of like Disney is like, well, it's going to happen, so we might as well make money from it,
Yeah, that's how it's going to be. And I also understand that we're minorities in the what if stuff, because I was telling everybody on my stream yesterday, I was like, listen, guys, you don't understand, because like if you do this and you make a what if, and yes, if someone else likes this story or this version of Luke or this version of Anakin better, and then a director sees that and he comes in, and then there you go, now you have this character who was not canon is all of a sudden canon now in the new Star Wars movie. Or then we're just like Marvel. Then we're just like DC. We're just like all these other franchises that get resets and retcons and stuff like that. And I just don't want that to happen. I genuinely believe that it is a devastating weapon that is going to destroy the franchise more than X movie that you cannot stand.
Yeah.
I do not think that is a good idea. Even if someone says, well, it's not canon, it can be. And I think that's the threat that you're always going to have when multiple people are making stories instead of just George Lucas. Got to be very company. Got to be very careful with this company these days and how predatory they are with transactions and profits. I do not think that's a good idea.
I agree. And I think we're on the same page with that.
Yeah.
I really do think
Yeah.
that, and I I'm curious to see where this goes. I'm curious to see what people like the creatives are like higher up at Disney. Dave, what Jon Favreau thinks of AI, like that's their work that's getting AI'd. It's Luke Skywalker in The Mandalorian getting, used to do this, and that, So I am just very curious, and I get sick of talking about AI. Even at like my job, like I'm if someone's using AI, I'm speaking out against it. Like, and sometimes you get ostracized for being like that. You know what I mean? So it's very interesting to see where this will go.
Yeah, you have to be very careful with the Nemec's manifesto out loud in public these days.
Yeah, definitely. God, Nemec has been one of he's my favorite Gleb Shadow now. Like, he really is.
Yeah.
Like, anytime Nemec pops up, he's my sweet child. Like, he's like one of my favorite characters in all of Star Wars. Just I just keep seeing Andor clips. I keep seeing that show was just so good. That show was just such a high quality show. The acting was phenomenal. I could make a whole podcast about Andor right now if we wanted to.
Yeah, I think it's also crazy too because how poorly that show has done, like in terms of profit, in terms of viewership, and that's exactly what like everyone's asking for Disney Star Wars to be.
Yeah, it's supposed to be serious. It's critically acclaimed.
Serious, dark, yeah, incredible acting, amazing writing, but it is what it is, bro.
Some people just want to see lightsabers go burr. Some people
Yeah.
want to see, and that's totally fine. But when you're calling for like a R-rated Darth Vader show or like something that's serious and stuff like that, like you can't get more serious than Andor. You can't get higher stakes than Andor, with like individuals. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I could go on forever about that show. It's my favorite show. It's my like second favorite Star Wars project behind like The Empire Strikes Back. I think it's, for me, it's such high quality, and I know there's no lightsabers, Dagovere. I know that's your jam. We did get our fortune teller.
Yeah, but I feel like there's stuff that casual fans need, and it's lightsabers, it's space battles, dogfights, that type of stuff. I genuinely, and grand battles. I mean, it's huge scale warfare.
Yeah.
I think that's a lot of the stuff. I think that's all that Andor is missing. Like seriously. But I still feel like it is one of the greatest Star Wars projects for sure. Yeah, I love it. And I will say, yeah, I wanted to go back here. Like Disney, I don't know who, ain't nobody freaking listening to me, but all I'm saying is, guys, video games do this thing every once in a while for remakes, and they go in and they just remaster it, right? So you have the old cinematics that are like, 20 years old, and someone comes in, like for instance, Halo, and then they make it just all beautiful 4K, 60 frames per second. Why can't you guys do that with Star Wars video games and just literally make it a movie, and then where like the actual missions are happening? Why can't you just like have like a 15-minute scene? You already have the voice lines of these old characters, the sound props and everything. I don't know, man. I feel like I have all these stupid ass ideas, and it's just they're good, and then I genuinely believe it's free money. It's free money. It's free money. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I just think that there's so many different alternatives that you can have with 40 plus years of expanded universe stuff that is sitting right there. Shadows of the Empire, like that it can go pretty well into like everything that's going on here, all these video games. But yeah, CG stuff I think would be really good. I don't know. It's all right there. You literally have the arsenal of 40 plus years of expanded universe to dig through these things and combat these AI nonsense and to make money. You can literally give me copy paste 4K high fidelity, revamped cinematics with like 20 minutes of like extra stuff and pay like $20, $30. I will pay for that. because that is Legends and whatever. That's a good story, or even like new canon stuff. Like I that's great, good. I will take that. I will take that more than somebody on Twitter saying AI Star Wars is better than Star Wars.
Yeah, no, it's
You know?
that's like a great idea and all, but it's hard to implement that when the company that owns your studio is like number one AI glazer.
More than Microsoft?
No, like the Star Wars stuff, just
Oh yeah, yeah,
like Lucasfilm, all of that stuff, like
yeah,
Disney's AI glazing.
yeah, yeah. I think there's a lot of potential for it to get worse, but we'll have to see because I've heard about how expensive it is, but we'll see.
The bubble.
We'll see.
There's a bubble.
I hope so. I hope so. I genuinely, I really do. But I don't know. I feel like these people are very stubborn.
Yeah,
You know.
I agree. We'll see how this all plays out, honestly, and I'm sure we'll keep talking about it on this podcast because we'll talk about this until we run out of air in our lungs. Like we're gonna be
Someone cuts off our internet.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that overall we want to end this on a positive note. I'm super excited for the Mandalorian and Grogu. No matter what, I think that's going to be a really solid movie, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And I think there's going to be a lot of people that it'll bring that Star Wars appetite back for I think a lot of normies, which is what Disney wants, and what honestly we want as a fandom. We want everybody to be excited about what's coming. So, anything else that you want to leave the podcast audience with, Dagovere?
Man, I cannot wait to say this is the way again, making me feel like it's goddamn 2019. It's Mandalorian season 1 era,
Damn right.
baby. Let's freaking go, dude.
Let's go. If you're still listening, thank you so much for listening to the podcast. Thank you so much for supporting us. Follow us at the Starlight Pod on everything. We post shorts on YouTube. We post our full videos on YouTube. We've got TikTok stuff. We've got Instagram stuff. So wherever you find yourself doom scrolling, make sure you add us there. Dagovere, where can they find you?
Anywhere you can find Lord Dagovere inside the Dark Temple. Shorts every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, baby. And the streams Tuesday at 8 p.m.
Let's go.
Come and get this knowledge, baby.
Damn right.
Let's
Unlock the
go.
knowledge. You can find me at Jedi.Connor on TikTok, at Jedi.Connor on YouTube, at Jedi.Connor _ on Instagram. Someone took
Let's
my
go.
handle. And
Box to box.
we'll be talking Star Wars. We'll be talking about things we like. We'll talk about things we don't like. And honestly, may the Force be with you. Enjoy the Super Bowl. Enjoy this trailer. We have spoken.